Hi guys, here's the video we'll do today. We're gonna work him outside because it's a nice pretty sunny day. So we're down here in the 100-foot round pen. And of course he opens his own gates. So what we're gonna do today is do his regular workout, and I will film bits and pieces of it so you kind of know where we're going with him. All right, so the first thing we do with all of our horses when they come out for their training period is we warm them up with serpentines, and so that's what she's doing now. It isn't just changing directions. We want him to give her his nose really nicely, and also bring his withers up. Bring his hip around and cross over behind, and she'll only take 4 or 5 steps between each change of direction. And so this is what we'll do now for 5 to 7 minutes, and before we start some other things. The next thing we do is work on rolling his shoulders around, and so he's working right and left here, rollbacks, and Samantha's pushing him out after each roll around. A few times she'll do a 360 when she feels like he's really working off that neck rein really well. Alright, the next exercise is we're just asking for his hip to come around. And she'll do this a few times on each side and make sure he's crossing behind, which is really important. And from there, we'll do a counter bend. So she's working his hip, and now she'll go ahead and do a counter bend. And bring those shoulders around, and then she'll add the hip with that for a leg yield. Okay. The next exercise we'll do is called hip shoulder shoulder, and what we're doing is we're working on a nice round straight rhythmical back up. Good. She'll do that again. He's doing that pretty well today. So what she does, she moves the hip around till he stops, and then she starts moving those shoulders back. And what we want to see him is nice and round, getting the hocks underneath him, moving back super light. Very nice. All right, from there, we're going to go ahead and put him out into an extended trot on the bit. So as I said, this is kind of his hardest thing to do, or something that is not real natural to him. He would rather lope. And so we've really been working on putting him on the bit. Samantha's been working on riding him forward of her leg and getting those hocks underneath there and stretching out that shoulder. And that's what all those exercises were for, so he wouldn't be so stiff in the shoulder, that she could ride him up into the bit and let him stretch out a little bit. So I'm going to ask her to stretch him a little more. There we go. And he wants to go into that canter, which is fine. We'll go ahead and correct that by just doing a one turn, and then we'll go on again. And he is getting lighter and lighter. You can see that without breaking into that canter. So that's actually looking pretty darn good today. All right, so we're going to go from this extended trot to the jog. Very nice. He does that really, really nicely. That was really nice. So we're going to let him jog around like this for a little while, then we'll pick him back up. That's super nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and show you his stop. It's real deep out here, so you just want to look at form. That was really nice. This is a new exercise for him. It's a hip in that's going to go to a proper half pass. So what she's doing is holding his frame with the left, the inside rein, and what we want him to do is every time she just touches that right rein, he brings his hips in. And so it's kind of boring to watch, but this is what we do for about 5-10 minutes, and then from there we're going to canter off here in a few minutes, but this is how we start. Hips in and then pushing off. Good. I think that was a little better. He's just starting this. I mean, he's been cantering or loping a lot, but he hadn't been loping in a bend, which is a lot harder. Just trying to keep that left bend. So we need his nose slightly in and soft, and we need that inside hock coming up deep underneath him. There we go. Is your inside hand getting lighter? Okay, good. We're going to go ahead and stop him and start one more time. All right, good. She'll bend him and ask for a canter off again from the bend. So this is pretty hard. Loping on the left lead isn't hard, just keeping in this really tight form is difficult, and this is new for him. But I think he's doing pretty well at it. He's getting stronger, his back's getting stronger. So, all right guys, this is kind of where we are. So we're gonna do this a few more minutes and then end up on some side passes here, and that'll be it for him today. All right, the very last thing we do at the very end of the exercise is side passing. So the idea with this is for him not to stick his head up in the air, for him to go off that leg in rein without having to be pushed, and to do it rhythmically. And this is, this is not, a 10 plus, but this is where we are. And I think it's pretty good. And she'll do that again. She'll ask him to get light and then come over. And we want crosses on both the front and back leg, and to stay pretty round. He's a pretty good boy. All right. He's hot and sweaty today, so we're gonna take him up and brush him off, and he'll actually have tomorrow off. Tomorrow's an off day for him, so he did an excellent job. And so we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great Thanksgiving.